What's up, guys? I'm BTC. With the Halloween Terror patch, there was a pretty significant change to the ultimate abilities and how they're handled when you activate them. Now, most people probably overlooked it because they were too busy trying to check out all the awesome new legendary skins and the Junkenstein map and stuff like that, but the ultimate change is going to be a pretty big deal, and as a result of these changes, Sombra actually got a pretty nice little buff out of the whole mix as well. So we're going to go over that in just a second, but a quick reminder, I am doing a $20 Battle.net balance card giveaway this week. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber, hit that notification bell, and then leave a comment below, and then at the end of the week, I will pick a winner. Alright, so let's go over this change. So right out of the patch notes, it says, Ultimate Charge is now immediately expended when a hero's ultimate ability is activated, instead of depleting over a short period of time. So when Overwatch first came out, all of the ultimates had this kind of different little tick down when you activated the ability. Some of them would go really fast, some of them would go kind of slow, and some of them would just be instant. Well, now they're all instant, and it doesn't matter what kind of ability it is. Blizzard also went ahead and kind of explained the ultimate activations a little bit more. They broke them down into 3 different categories. So the first one is the Transformation Ultimates. These add significant passive benefits to your heroes while allowing the use of weapons and abilities. And some examples are Bastion, Genji, Mercy's Valkyrie, Soldier 76, Torbjorn, and Widowmaker. So those are all going to be transformation abilities. And then the next one is Channeled Abilities. These force your hero into a new mode and render your other abilities unusable while active. In most cases, these abilities can be interrupted at any point to cancel them. So ultimates in this category are Doomfist, McCree, Reaper, Roadhog, Zenyatta, although you can't really interrupt Zenyatta because he's completely immune. And then the third and final type is the Cast Time Ultimates. These abilities require a small window of time to pass before they become effective. If they're interrupted during this window, they are cancelled. And ultimates in this category are Ana's Nano Boost, the D.Va's Call Mech and Self-Destruct, Hanzo's Dragon Strike, Junkrat, Lucio, Mei, Orisa, Reinhardt, Sombra, Symmetra, Tracer, and Zarya. And they continue, most abilities fit neatly within these categories, but we did make some changes to outliers such as Genji's Dragon Blade and Orisa's Supercharger to make them more consistent. Additionally, any ultimate that can be interrupted by a stun, Channeled Ultimates and Cast Time Ultimates, can now be interrupted by Sombra's hack as well. Overall, these changes should make it much easier to understand the ultimate mechanics and how they interact in combat. So what you can basically take away from this is anytime you activate your ultimate, your charge is going to instantly drop to 0. But this kind of gives an advantage to some ultimates. For example, if you're using Genji and he activates Dragon Blade, but then you instantly get stunned by a McCree, well, you still have the Dragon Blade. Whether it was during the main part of your ult or during the activation, it doesn't matter. Genji still has his Dragon Blade and he can still use the rest of it. But if you're using, let's say, Reaper, and you start using the Death Blossom, if you get flashbanged, then it's just done. So not only is your ult charge completely gone, but your ult is also completely cancelled. And the same thing for, like, Roadhog, for example. So I don't really know if I like this. I mean, it seems like this makes certain ultimates just that much more powerful now because they can't really be cancelled. I don't really like the fact that channeled ultimates get cancelled and completely lose their charge at the same time. It doesn't seem to really match up. But now let's move on to Sombra because this is where her buff comes into play. So for her hack, now interrupts the following ultimate abilities during their cast time. Ana's Nano Boost, Orisa's Supercharger, Mei's Blizzard, Reinhardt's Earth Shatter, and D.Va's Call Mech. Now, I tried to do this with just the regular hack, but it's really difficult to time because the hack isn't instant. It has its own kind of little cast time. So honestly, I think if you use the regular hack to try to cancel one of these abilities, it's mostly going to be luck. Like, you're just going to happen to start hacking them at the right time. However, EMP, because it is more instant, you can basically use this, like, as soon as you hear the enemy start to use their ultimate, you can instantly respond with EMP and cancel it out. And that seems to be a whole lot more effective. So what this means is now Sombra's EMP can directly counter a very large number of ultimates from other players. And some of them are incredibly popular characters right now, like Junkrat, or Lucio, or Zarya, or Diva. Any of those characters, the EMP just shuts it down and says, nope, you're done. So not only do they lose their ultimate, but they don't get the effect of it either. So that is incredibly, incredibly powerful. Now, granted, it does take some very fast reaction time. You have to be able to listen for when the ultimate of the enemy is going off. As soon as you hear it, you burn the EMP, and then you just shut them down entirely. So that is incredibly, incredibly strong. Now, the problem is that this is really only going to be all that effective at the very high skill brackets, and it's going to make Sombra even more powerful in tournaments. But for the average kind of casual player on the ladder, I don't know if this is really going to have much of an effect, because Sombra is, well, she's not very good on the competitive ladder. And the reason for that is simply because the teams are generally pretty disorganized. And in order for Sombra to really be effective, you have to have a pretty organized team. The strength in the Sombra character is having teammates that are working with you. They have to constantly be using those health packs that you've hacked, so that way you can build your ultimate incredibly fast. They have to be able to move in and all attack at the same time whenever you burn the EMP or when you hack the enemy Reinhardt or Orisa or something like that. So Sombra is basically about taking advantage of the opportunities that she gives your team. And with the higher skill and the tournament play where it's very organized, they can capitalize on that very, very good. But when it is a disorganized team on the competitive ladder, not so much. So again, I think for the higher skill players, tournament level, this is going to be an incredibly good buff for Sombra. But for the casual player on the ladder, it's entirely possible you won't even notice it, unfortunately. Anyways, guys, what do you think about these changes? Let me know down in the comments. Also, don't forget to check out my Discord server. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. All those links are down below. Thanks for watching. Remember, always blame the controller, because it's never your fault. Also, special thanks to all my Patreon supporters for helping to make this all possible. If you'd like to see what kind of cool rewards you can get for supporting the channel, check the links on screen and down below.